You found the Creepster. Don't forget to close the blinds. They say Camp Hollow Pines closed down in the late 90s after something happened. No one really knows what. The camp was supposed to be a paradise, a lake for swimming, miles of hiking trails, and rustic cabins tucked beneath towering pine trees. But every summer, fewer kids came back. And then one year, the camp just didn't open. That didn't stop my friend Mason from wanting to explore it. He'd found some old maps online, claimed he'd heard there was stuff left behind. So one humid July weekend, we packed our gear and snuck out to the ruins of Hollow Pines. It was worse than I imagined. The welcome sign had rotted away, leaning like a drunk against the trees. The cabins looked like brittle bones, slumped and hollow, their windows like watching eyes. But the weirdest part, the place wasn't abandoned. Not really. There were signs of maintenance. The grass was cut. Paths were swept. Someone or something had been keeping this place up. Mason thought it was the best thing ever.
Probably some creepy groundskeeper who never left.
He joked, kicking at a rusted tricycle. I wasn't laughing. That night, we made camp in the old mess hall. Its dusty windows filtered the moonlight just enough to make shadows look alive. As we lay in our sleeping bags, I swore I heard a voice. Faint, childlike, laughing. I sat up. Mason, I whispered, did you hear that? He didn't answer. Mason, his sleeping bag was empty. Oh, my stomach dropped. I stood, my flashlight beam cutting through the dark like a knife. I stepped outside, scanning the path toward the lake. The laughter came again, clearer this time. A giggle, playful, wrong. I followed the sound, my breath shallow. Near the edge of the lake stood the old craft cabin. Its door was slightly open. I crept inside. That's when I smelled it. Not blood. Worse. Like old milk and wet earth. And something rotting just beneath the surface. Mason, I hissed. There was movement in the corner. And then I saw him, Mason, standing perfectly still, facing the wall like a punished child. What the hell are you doing? I whispered, stepping closer. He turned slowly. His eyes were wide, not in fear, just empty, like something behind them had been wiped clean.
Time to line up,
He said. My skin crawled. What? Time to line up, he repeated. Then louder. Time to line up. Suddenly, from behind the craft shelves, figures emerged. Kids. At least they looked like kids, but their faces weren't right. Too pale, too smooth. Their eyes glinted like marbles, wide and glassy. They smiled in unison, their teeth too uniform, doll-like.
time for camp activities,
They said in chorus. Follow the bell. A loud clang echoed through the forest. like a massive iron bell struck far away. The kids began to file out of the cabin, one by one, walking stiffly like wind-up toys. Mason walked with them. I tried to grab his arm, but he moved past me like I wasn't there. I didn't follow. I ran. I tore through the woods, branches whipping my arms, lungs burning. I didn't stop until I reached the road where we'd left the car. I drove like hell. Didn't even look in the rear view until I hit town. The cops didn't believe me, of course. Said we probably trespassed and Mason got lost in the woods. Search parties went out. They never found a trace of him. That was last summer, but here's where it gets strange. 2 weeks ago, I got a letter in the mail. It was addressed in Mason's handwriting. Inside was a photo tower. It was the old Camp Hollow Pines group photo. The kind they take on the first day. All the campers lined up on the grass, smiling. Only now, Mason was in the front row, smiling. And so was I, except I never took that picture. And my smile, it looked painted on. Summer in our town didn't start until you heard the jingle, the pool opening, or the fireworks, or the smell of backyard grills. No, it started with the warped, tinny music from an old ice cream truck. The sound echoed off the houses like a haunting nursery rhyme. He'd drive through every afternoon at 3:33 p.m., not 3:30, not 3:34. Always 3:33. And the weirdest part, no one ever saw the ice cream man. Kids ran to the curb with sweaty bills clutched in their hands, and there he'd be, a faded white truck with peeling clown stickers and a small sliding window, just big enough for the arm that handed out cones. A pale, skinny arm covered in little red scars. I asked once where the rest of him was.
He's just shy.
My friend Nick said, licking his Choco Taco. But he makes the best ice cream in the world. He wasn't wrong. It was better than anything from the store. Creamy, cold, addictive, like he scooped it straight from a dream. That summer was hot, brutal even, and the only thing that made it bearable was that truck. But then kids started disappearing. First, it was Kyle from 3rd Street, then Sam, then Danny. The town panicked. Amber alerts, curfews, patrols. But nothing changed, except the line at the ice cream truck got shorter. I still went, not because I wanted to. I'd sit at home, sweating, my stomach twisting until I heard the jingle. I'd sprint outside like something was pulling me on a string. My mom tried to stop me once. She grabbed my arm and said,
"You're not going to that truck anymore."
I don't remember pushing her. I just remember standing over her on the floor, her head bleeding where it hit the counter. And when the music started, I left her there. I ran outside, money in hand. But that day, when I got my cone, there was a note stuck to it. It wasn't for me. It said, "Only one left." I looked around. I was the only kid in line. Then I looked at the ice cream and realized it wasn't vanilla. It was skin-colored. Something was moving just beneath the surface. A piece of hair, a fingernail. I dropped it, backed away. The truck didn't leave. The jingle kept playing, and the window stayed open. I think I ran 6 blocks before it stopped. It's been 3 years. No truck, no music, no more missing kids. But yesterday, my little brother came running in.
Hey, did you hear it?
He said,
The ice cream man's back.
And when I looked out the window, that old white truck was parked at the end of our street. Faded paint, clown stickers, window open, and the clock on our wall read 3:33 p.m. My name is Matt, and what happened to my family between 1989 and 1994 has haunted every moment since. We were the picture of normal. My mom Megan, my dad Spence, my little sister Stephanie, and me. Middle-class suburb, backyard barbecues, yoga in the basement, rosemary chicken for dinner. Safe, predictable, good, until he arrived. The night started like any other. We were getting ready for dinner. I was 6, impatient. My dad was cooking. Mom had just finished teaching her yoga class in the basement, and my sister was on the floor coloring. Then came the knock. I remember how my dad froze at the door. He peeked out, then turned to us, white as a ghost. "No, not again," he whispered. He opened the door anyway, and in stepped a man, or something like a man. He was tall, plasticky, too smooth. No pores, no wrinkles, no real teeth. Just a lifelike doll of a man, wearing khaki shorts and a shirt that simply read "Hi" in cartoon font.
Hi, I'm Tommy Taffy.
He beamed.
It's good to see you again, Spence.
My dad backed away like a child afraid of the dark. My mom went rigid. My sister asked,
"Why does he look so funny?"
and with a grin that stretched too far, Tommy said,
I'm going to help raise you kids. I'm your third parent.
and just like that, he was part of the family. The rules changed. We weren't allowed to talk about Tommy outside the house. We weren't allowed to question him. And above all, we had to obey. He'd sit with us at dinner, but never eat. Hold life lessons in the living room. Smile. Always smile. A smile that never quite reached those glassy blue eyes. At first he was just unsettling. Then it turned dark. I remember the night my mom lost it. Tommy was helping my sister with a dance routine, getting a little too close, guiding her every move. My mom snapped, told him to stop. She screamed at him to leave. Tommy smiled.
Let's talk. In the basement.
He dragged her downstairs as my dad froze in place. We heard screams, hours of them, then silence. She walked with a limp after that, but never said a word. 2 years later, my dad tried to stop Tommy from going into my sister's room at night. Tommy beat him, left his face a bruised mess. I found him crying in the hallway, pressed against her door as she whimpered inside.
When you grow up,
He told me.
don't have children. That's how he comes back.
I was 10 when Tommy turned his attention to me. I'd snuck a Playboy magazine into my room. Normal kid stuff. He caught me, sat beside me, put his hand on my leg, told me I was growing up so fast. I can still feel the weight of his hand. He kissed me. Told me when I had children he'd come help me raise them too. That it would be fun. That night, I threw up in the bathroom. My mom found me shaking and didn't ask a single question. She just held me. Tommy stayed with us for 5 years, and then, on the same day he arrived, he was just gone. No goodbye, no warning. We hugged, we cried, we went to the beach. For the first time in years, I slept through the night. My parents tried to rebuild, tried to smile again, tried to pretend those 5 years hadn't happened. But trauma doesn't go away. It grows, like mold in the walls. I never told anyone what Tommy did to me. Stephanie never spoke about her night either, but I saw the change in her. Her sparkle dimmed, her smile disappeared. We moved on. Sort of. Now, I'm 33. I've never married, never had kids. I can't risk it. Because yesterday, my sister gave birth to twins. And tonight, someone knocked